What's up, everybody, and welcome to All for Footy, the AFL podcast where good friends gather and gab about last week's games, this week's games, and everything in between. Find us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify. So go, please, like, comment, and subscribe. I am your host, Nathan Norman. I am your host, Nathan, Mr. 9 out of 9 Norman, joined by the second best podcaster in the world, Daniel, Mr. 9 out of 9 Reeby. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm very good, Nathan Milton Norman.
Let's save that because we've got a third host on our podcast. It's Ryan, Mr. 9 out of 9 Fenton.
Join the club.
Oh, how's tipping the favourites, boys?
Oh.
It goes all right, doesn't it?
I think you have to have 9 to get on this show.
Yeah. Notably, Rick is missing this week. He didn't get 9. He knew we were going to be insufferable about it because I told him we were going to be.
You missed the protocol. Get 9, get on the show.
G'day guys, how we going anyway?
Good, mate. Glad you could join us.
Not too bad. Just gloating about getting 9 out of 9, you know? It's good being 9 out of 9 bros.
No, it's just too easy these days, isn't it?
Good to be back on the same time as you.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome back to the normal time, boys.
Back to normal time.
Savings has ended for us, so we're back
Nice
on
and dark early.
The Gold Coast vlogs. It's really good. It's good stuff.
Would have felt like a bit of a ghost town in Melbourne this weekend, fellas, yeah?
Yeah, no, there was no footy. There was no footy. So, with that, I guess we'll move on to the topic of the round. Gather round.
It was fantastic, wasn't it?
South Australia.
Didn't see either of yous there, but obviously I was there. I thought I might have bumped into you somewhere we was. On one of our walks, you know, when we go on a walk in the morning because you're over there and there's so much to see and do, but it was just magnificent. Obviously, only got to go to the 2 games, but it was just I was too busy having fun in Adelaide. So
fun in Adelaide.
Yeah.
That's something many people say.
Too busy visiting all the churches, mate.
The church state.
Oh, mate, I had to pop in Sunday morning.
Yeah, no, of course.
But it was really just the town is alive for footy when Gather Round hits Adelaide, and it's really got some momentum now. And I reckon next year it'll be bigger again, and I feel like it'll stay there for a few years. That seems to be the vibe. They talked up the likelihood of a move, and it just seems like, well, where would you go? Maybe Tassie, but so Adelaide's just got it.
Even Sydney, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great in other states, obviously, but
Do they mix it around every couple of years?
Sorry?
Should they mix it around every couple of years?
I think having a South Australia one's good, and then I reckon having a WA one would be good as well.
Oh, do one in every state during the year.
Yeah, maybe not every state. I feel like WA and South Australia earn it because they are more of a AFL sort of state, more so than league.
But just some of the games as well played at some of the boutique stadiums. I thought it's just good to see AFL players challenged in slightly different ways occasionally. With
there were just 3 places though. The
skinnier boundaries at the Norwood Oval and the
how's the Oval with the straight line? The Saints and
that was Norwood. Yeah, but you know, they still produced a top level game of footy. Although it was a bit scrappy, I'd say that. Because of the quality of the field, the surface was fantastic, but just the smaller stadium. Yeah. And, it was a scrappy game. You'd say if that game was at the G or Marvel, it would have been a better spectacle. No, but that's where it's interesting because is it worth... But they reckon they're throwing it in as an extra round for the season, so...
It's an extra round, is it an extra round, but do Port Adelaide and Adelaide get an extra home game? Is that an issue for the comp?
Well, they don't get an extra home. Oh, well, yeah, look...
So it's not divided up equally? Like, this just doesn't count as one of their home games, and that's it? Like, I know there's a lot of teams where it counts as our home games, yet we're playing in Adelaide. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. But, it's not really... Yeah.
Yes, it's a tiny discrepancy.
With the different, you know, grounds they play on, and if it is an extra round, I suppose the numbers in the stadiums doesn't really hurt the AFL if it's technically an extra round, does it? Like... Yeah.
It's still it's just a good
they're losing out.
But I suppose there's arguments to be made, but really, I don't really care overall about those arguments. It's, hey, more footy's good.
I think
pretty crazy. It's on 9 neutral grounds, but technically all the favourites won. So that's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Every favourite for the round.
I don't know if that's true. I just said it because we all got 9 out of 9.
But no, it's not often that every favourite wins, though. You normally get 1 or 2.
You got to say when you can.
Were Melbourne favourites? Oh, Melbourne would have been favourites.
They were favourites.
Yeah.
Geelong Doggies were the only 2
favourites?
close ones, but Geelong were favourites just by an absolute whisker.
Were Fremantle favourites over Carlton?
No, Carlton were favourites and Carlton won.
Yeah, no, I don't know favourites. You're the one that knows the favourites.
Well, as looking through it all, it was the favourite of every tip, so to speak.
Well, me and Wills don't know about favourites.
As in for the tips. No, but on tips they put favourites too. Like who goes for the most on percentage.
Yeah, percentage, yeah.
So then there'll be a leading favourite to tip, not on the odds. Because we don't claim to be responsible for people's betting out there, do we, Nathan?
No, but I think it's mean to accuse people of just tipping favourites.
Since the betting scandal of over 24.
What, this year?
Yeah, it's really rocked. People have had to get new bank
I
cards.
don't think that's a scandal. I know.
People have been doing security checks on their accounts and
They're getting strict with it all. They're getting strict with it all.
Yes.
But yeah, gather round.
Oh, well, so gather round again next year. It's locked in.
Yeah,
book your tickets.
Hopefully they can build up those ovals over there, Norwood Oval and Adelaide Hills. They can pump a bit of cash in those places, get them upgraded. Maybe one day we can have at least 2 decent stadiums in South Australia to play football at.
Well, there's talk of Tassie coming into the competition, obviously, but then there's been plenty of talk about a 20th side as well, and where will it be fielded from? And I think at the moment Adelaide and Norwood seem to have just a bit of a firm hold on the spot, as amongst a couple others that are probably even with them in the race.
You reckon the Norwood Football Club?
Well,
bit of a trialling error going on, you reckon?
It's how it works. Effectively Norwood would get graduated to the AFL. Mm-hmm. But just I heard the conversation go around a bit over the week since they were there, and they were obviously spruiking what they would have to offer, being the 20th side, which would only happen.
What's the logo for Norwood? Are they?
They're the Demons, aren't they?
Get out of here! No,
they're red and blue. Yeah, they are. So I'm not sure if they're actually the Demons, but they're definitely red and blue.
Norwood lesser demons. They're lesser.
Half demon.
Oh.
We might need someone to find that out for us, guys, out there, if you could, listeners.
Yeah, right in. And if that's all you want to say about Gather Round, we can move on to the next bit.
Yep, definitely, I reckon, boys.
All right, well, I've got a new segment I want to add.
Oh.
New weekly segment, hopefully. Comments from the audience.
Getting into it early.
Yeah, comments from the audience. Yeah, well, let's front load them.
Can I do the first one?
Well, I've got the comments down, so I don't know what... You're not even looking at comments.
No, we just got one in live.
So anyway...
And
that's...
Jono from Norwood... Jono from Norwood has actually just messaged in and said, I can't believe you don't know. We're the Redlegs.
Oh, what is the Redlegs?
Yeah, the Redlegs. So obviously the demon colours, but yeah. Thanks, Jono, for that.
It's like Dandenong Redlegs, isn't it?
There's the Dandenong Redlegs.
Well, we don't need to lie, so we're actually going to go to actual comments on the podcast.
That was a live shout out.
Yeah, well, from you.
He just tweeted
Thanks,
through on my Twitter account.
Jono.
You don't have Twitter. It's not even called Twitter anymore. Anyway, let's...
Busy tweeting. Right. Tweet.
Nobody tweets anymore. It's not tweeting anymore. It's not called that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
What's the new
thing?
Posting.
It's called chirping these days.
No, posting.
Is texting still a thing?
Texting is indeed still a thing.
I'll text you in a second and find out.
Sorry to those people I don't text back. I didn't know if texting was still a thing.
Didn't realise. Alright, well, let's move on to the actual comments of the round. So we got one coming in from Scott Holland, 4539.
Oh, Fenno, your boss, hide.
Your videos are amazing. Thank you very much. We like that. Please, glaze it small.
I didn't even pull a sickie tonight.
Alright, and the second comment, which I don't really like reading out, but I'm going to read it out anyway because it is funny. It's just, I don't like it. So, from Slamco Molian.
Oh, this guy.
Alright.
My arch nemesis.
Tipping. This comment was about the tipping results from last week. But he commented, Dan and I are the filling in a Nathan's Parents sandwich. Tasty. Now, I didn't like that.
He took it one step further than I did, didn't he?
My dad's number 1, mum's number 5, and then...
Oh, man.
Imagine how that would taste. Oh, wow.
So yeah,
Shotgun being the meat.
he also says Rick looks and sounds like he's on a 90s VHS. What's the go? So we had technical difficulties last week, and Rick had to phone in. We're going to be working on trying to get him a laptop and get him back up and running.
It's a shame Mr. Parker couldn't join us tonight. There was
Well, he doesn't have. He doesn't have. He can't. His laptop isn't working.
but we have the spot in the room, obviously, for him.
He's going.
I thought he just wasn't on talking terms with me still. So, but no, it's obviously something else going on.
No, he wanted to make it very clear.
Well, the dogs
that
did
he wanted
lose.
to be on the podcast. Has nothing to do with the dogs losing, and he has popped on. He doesn't do that. All right. He doesn't do the Nathan special. All right.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that.
We'll have to catch up with Mr. Parker soon then.
But yeah, we'll
get him on next week for sure.
We'll get him sorted.
He'll have some good insight next week, so there'll have been a few weeks off too.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe loaded
Yeah,
up with...
he's got to be feeling a bit fresh, doesn't he? Like,
Well, he would have played footy on the weekend down the Moorabbin Reserves, had a big win.
Oh, did
I might as well do the Moorabbin report while we're...
before we go into last week's
so a bit of liver poisoning for the Parker.
I'm sure. I didn't actually get the match brief because I wasn't there, and I didn't follow up in the local just to get the rundown of the best six.
No, why would you?
But I'm assuming a Parker would have been in there somewhere because you got both of them playing, Jim Bob and Rick.
The Parker Bros.
So, as per usual, steady wins for the Rezzies. The seniors not so lucky, playing Hallam in the first game of the year and got done in a bit of a narrow one by about 10 goals. So
Well, Hallam are the best, aren't they?
they're going to be competitive. I don't think they're unbeatable. Not to say again that I was there watching, but on form.
There's high hopes they should make the grand final, though, isn't it? Like,
Hopefully the Kangas butter up a
Mate,
bit
we'll
better
see.
for the next one. And
Season's not over. It's just
go the Kangas.
Yeah.
But and then Hyatt, also just shout out to local footy, went down in a nail biter by 2 points after kicking 5 goals 18, I believe, to the opposition's 8 goals 2. And they lost by 2 points. So 18 behinds, Hyatt, come on.
and this year I'll be following the Crumban Palm Beach Lions, give some updates for that footy
And have
club
they
around the corner.
started? Have they started yet?
Why not?
Oh, to be honest, I don't know. I'll better check in. I've got to check in, go down and see who's kicking around. But at this stage, I haven't really looked into it. But I might start doing that.
This
Some
Saturday.
updates for Gold Coast.
The quaffle
footy.
over there? Wheels?
Are you there?
Quaffle?
Is it
Yeah.
the quaffle? Yeah.
Pardon?
What's
Is it the quaffle over there?
No, it's not the quaffle. No, it's just the local footy.
Can we
league,
find
so-
out? We'll try and find out during the week what the league is.
Is there a quaffle?
Yeah, well, it's sort of changed because like Southport Sharks used to all be in that, but now they're VFL. It's all changed.
No, no, fair enough. Well,
And the Suns and the Lions and all that, they're all in the VFL now, so it's all changed a bit.
Yeah, no, I get you. I just like quaffle because it's a Harry Potter reference, and I'm a
there you
Harry
go.
Potter fan at heart.
It's the PBC. Oh no, that's the juniors. PBC JFC. So the Palm Beach Cove Junior Football. Oh no, that's Palm Beach.
That's just a
Karumba.
club. That's not a competition.
That's not the league.
We're looking for a league. Anyway,
I think
let's
it
not
might
get
be
too
just
sidetracked.
be division numbers, Division 1 and 2 and that, I think, pretty much.
All right, well, let's not spend too much on that. Let's.
Oh, there you go. It's the AFL Queensland State League. So there you go.
Okay, right.
There we go. All right,
I'll
let's move
tune in.
on to this week's games. It was Thursday night football. Adelaide versus Melbourne at Adelaide Oval. It was Adelaide 8-15-63. Melbourne 10-18-78. Melbourne by 15 points. First stop for the friend train. Whoop whoop. A-Wheels.
Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah,
The
we're
D
there.
train.
We're there.
Two W's in 2 weeks, all in Adelaide. Unbelievable.
5 stars on TripAdvisor. Do recommend the trip to South Australia. For a couple
That's
of weeks.
that's great. That's
Especially
really
the
set them up.
Ds. Oh,
Head up there, bag a couple of W's, come back, kick your feet up.
Yep, that's really set them up, and they're looking like a threat now, I reckon, the D-baggers.
Oh yeah.
It's so refreshing because I didn't really have too high hopes going in this year. But
No.
it could still fall apart, we're not impervious, but I'm seeing a lot of good footy.
Definitely.
And yeah.
I feel like you
Yeah,
got
they're doing good things at in different stages of the game and different games, aren't they? Like, they're hard to read because they forward step up or their backs, or it's always different every week. But yeah, and having Stephen May back with the broken rib and pelvic and got the rib guard, we all know he's a prick, but God, he was tough out there on the
Plays
weekend, wasn't he?
hard.
We do know that, but, you know.
He plays
he's
so
average.
hard. Yeah. He's one of the best defenders
he's good.
because he owns his line, doesn't he? He just, regardless of whether the other guy's doing, he knows where he's going to be.
But let's not take away from Lever. Lever's also fucking gold standard.
Yeah, he helps him out a lot.
Lever and May, that combination. Oof. And we've got some good kids.
It was pretty much close, sort of near half time, and the D's just ran it out, didn't they?
Yeah, well, look, it was a bit frustrating personally. Melbourne seemed a bit off, and I'm always aware of when we kick more behinds than goals. And we haven't really done that this year.
Yeah, 18 points.
This game.
That's a lot. Both had a lot.
But it was only like 9 goals 10. Like, it was only like 1 extra behind. But this one, 10 goals 18. I'm like, this is not what I want to see. This is something from last year that I don't want making a comeback. And, yeah, unfortunately, that was a little... and it is Adelaide, you know, their form hasn't been as good as of late. So
No.
I was hoping for, you know...
They haven't won a game. Have Adelaide won a game?
Don't know.
Not yet. No, not yet. No.
One of the 5
Wow,
or 4,
could almost be season done.
They're currently 4th bottom, 0 wins.
How many teams on 0 wins? 3 or 4?
Hawthorn, North Melbourne, and West Coast, and Adelaide.
3. 4.
Yeah,
All right.
they're
Alright.
because
So,
you got
Brisbane got their lead.
you got the
their
generic 3, which we'd all think, but yeah, it's poor Adelaide at the moment. I mean, it's a real rock bottom moment, isn't it?
lead. Yeah, well, look, they
And
can't get their first W.
They got
against
Carlton this week, so I mean, whoosh.
Man.
That's one
Man.
you'd think they would win, but they could win, but I don't know.
Who did you have in your best, Nathan, for the D's?
Yeah, so Fritsch has really stepped up. I was critical
kicked
of
3,
him
didn't he?
earlier in the year, and I think rightly so. But his kicking, marking, and overall presence on the forward line has just been making such an impact. And it's really hard to go past him. Yeah, I feel like he's stepped up. He hasn't. Yeah, he just was always missing something. Like he just didn't.
Well, it makes a difference if you got the other tools in there too. Rather
I mean,
than,
Maxi Gorn. You can't go past Maxi Gorn for just saying, "What a leader." And just a bloke at the moment who's week in, week out getting the job done. Because I reckon without him, you know, I reckon even on the weekend, it's just a different game. The way he's the extra tall that can get back, and he's the extra tall that can get forward, and he's at most centre bounces, and he's helping out on the ground sometimes, and he just offers so much, Maxi, and you almost go past him because it's such an obvious... But I think it's a good one just to give him the odd
Other than the first game against Swans, he's having a great year, isn't he?
Yeah.
Other than that match against Brody.
Yeah,
that's
right. Yeah. But that inspired him a bit because his last few weeks have been really big. Yeah. So he's a pretty proud competitor.
But also, Brody isn't the captain of the team either. So Gorn has a couple of hats he has to wear.
Yeah, but he's a proud competitor, and I think once he gets a run at it, and all he has to offer is ticker. You know, it just does so much.
When he takes a pack mark, it's like he makes it look so easy just with his height.
But then he gets
he's so invested in
like he's fucking grabbing it 7 foot up in the fucking air.
Do you know what he doesn't make look so easy? When he has to get up, and you can tell he's a bit like,
us tall guys, that's probably all share.
Late in the game, you can see him occasionally just going, it's a long way up for me. Like, fuck.
He's like, where's the second ruckman?
Anyone want the handball for a minute?
Look, it was a close game all the way.
All my mates are gone. Jackson and Gundy, I need another mate.
It was like close in the first half, but then after that, it's like Melbourne just always kept at least a couple of scoring shots ahead.
You did the obvious.
Yeah. You had just a comfortable, just sort of not too comfortable, but you know, it was always the buffer. So it didn't look like we're
you also had Pickett kick 2 goals, and it's actually he's been offered the 1 week for that bump as well.
Yeah. 3.
No, it's down to they were trying to get 1.
I thought he got 3. But fair enough. If you got 1, that's great news.
3 is a bit of a discrepancy.
No, I'm happy if it's.
I reckon honestly he needs to work on that because he's such a missing link. To not have him in your side is a huge out. He just needs to really get that out of his game and focus on the team because you guys need him down there. You're a different side with him. He's got to stop the bumps, get it out of the game, mate.
He needs to pull his head in. Like, what are you doing? Like, you can't be doing this. And the way he's doing it, like, you see every bump, and it's like
he did two stupid acts in the one night.
Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah. Didn't he? Did two stupid acts in the one night. Like, come on, mate.
Yeah. But hey, those goals.
Yeah, that's right.
Those goals were something else. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's good at it.
All right, well, enough Glaze in Melbourne. We'll move on to the next game. It's Friday night football. Brisbane versus North Melbourne at Norwood Oval. It's Brisbane 16-16, 112 to North Melbourne 6-6, 42. Brisbane by 70 points. Brisbane needed this, didn't they, Reeves?
Oh, they sure did. I mean, they just didn't have any momentum in the season at the moment. And yeah, they came out pretty hard. And they, I heard Lachie Neale chat after the game, and he said that they made a real point of trying to focus on having extra tools in the game. That was their big vocal point, and getting it long and getting it in high to give what they thought was their strength in the game the best advantage.
And Danaher was really best on ground.
And there you go. Danaher kicked up at 5, didn't he, I think?
Danaher was dangerous.
Yeah.
Five goals for.
Yes, he had 9 shots.
Someone like him getting 9 shots on goal and 20 disposals for a forward is pretty nice.
But I still think at the moment, with the way defences are, they're getting stronger and stronger every year. And if that's their one wood, I think they're just very defendable in the modern game with a lot of high bombing. So obviously when they play the stronger sides, they mix it up a little with a few. But yeah, they just seem a little question marky at the moment with the way they're going about it. I mean, they got to get around getting the ball through the middle a lot quicker because they used to love just sitting back off half back and pinning a few passes and bombing it in high. And yeah, that's Gabba footy, but it's really not probably premiership footy.
Yeah, they rely on their back on a lot, don't they?
Yeah, so it's interesting times for Brizzy, and I'm sure they're well aware of all this IP, but
let's not take it away from them. Like,
no, not at all.
It's like something big. Doesn't matter what the club is, except for maybe West Coast.
Yes, but North rallied for little bits and pieces in the game. I'm really enjoying watching them play at the moment, especially guys like Sheasel.
Yeah, Sheasel is the only saving grace for North.
Every week.
Does some special things, but some of the other youngsters for him as well, like Koeman and
LDU.
Well, LDU's obviously down on my list a little more, but I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, but Xeri.
Okay.
Is that his name?
Sure.
Is that what they've been calling him?
Oh, there's some new names. I'm just trying to get used to myself.
Yeah, real notable, like lots of speed. Only played a handful of games, Xeri.
Yeah.
And Koeman. But both were just in the middle for a good portion of every quarter, like about at least 50% of midfield time in the quarters. And so, yeah, they're interesting ones to watch because North's just chucking in youngsters, but they've got some real speed, which fits the modern game. So, I think Clarko's just...
Yeah, well, look,
lots of grooming.
They got smacked. And look, yeah,
they did, around the ground.
I want to bring it back to Sheasel. 35 disposals. 85% disposal efficiency. So not only is he getting the ball a shitload, he's doing shit with it.
Yes, he's very effective.
It's just, but he's just the standout for them for this game, especially because, look, it's hard for your star forwards to be getting any goals when, look, Brisbane doubled their inside 50s. Like you can't win a game against that. Like
that was the Lions' first win too, wasn't it?
It was,
yes.
It's
the first win.
Old Steelo would be happy up and about Steelo.
He was celebrating.
Would you it would be. It is a 12-goal win.
A noted contributor as well was also Tom Powell. He had 15 tackles. I suppose when the opposition have the ball so much, I suppose you can probably tackle all day, but so it's a bit of a flogging there.
I actually missed like the first quarter and a half because I was still at work. It was a weird starting time, wasn't it?
It was early.
I get home early on Friday, so I was like, oh yeah, cool, I'll be able to knock this one up and then move on to the next one. It was just a great Friday afternoon. /evening.
Oh no! I was shocked. I looked at my phone. I'm like, oh my god, the game started. Oh no, I've got to catch up.
Yeah, I wanted to put a bet down on it, but before I realised it began, I'm like, oh shit, I got to put it on. All right, well, I guess with that, there's not much more to say about that, so I'll move on to the next game. Friday night football, just a little bit later. It was Port Adelaide versus Essendon at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide 17-9, 111 to Essendon 6-6, 42. Port Adelaide by 69 points. Nice. What do you think about 69ing, Wheels?
I think it's just a number of the game result, mate. Why is that?
Yep. Good to hear. Good to hear.
What do you think of 69ing, Nathan?
I love it.
You love it? Yeah, thought you would.
That's come up a couple of times this year already too, hasn't
It
it?
always comes up. It's weird how often it comes up.
Maybe the players like it.
It's a talking point.
But really, on the night, Captain Connor, courageous Connor, mate, he dominated, didn't he?
Yeah. No, he's something else. He's something else.
He smashed it, 3 goals by half time, 30 plus possessions. He just showed the way. Mate, he was enormous. Good old Captain Connor.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much close to quarter time, and then bang, bang, bang. Port Adelaide just showed their way, didn't they? And gave Essendon a bit of a reality stick, even though it was over there. But I couldn't get past that horrible Guernsey the Dons were wearing all night. Looks shocking. What's going on there, Dons?
They do get some shocking outfits, but I think we all do. I think we all have shocking outfits at some point.
Yeah, Merritt's played good. He's played good every game for the Dons. He keeps putting it in every week, but
Martin and
they're
good signs. So I wouldn't write the Bombers off for the season just yet. If they can rally around and get some W's up, I reckon they could do something. But
yeah, absolutely. They're going to be a bit hot and cold, aren't they? So
they're going to be Bombers. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this was like the loss. I think Bombers fans have been expecting. Unfortunately, like a solid beating by a top contender club.
They're just their midfield. All those guys in the midfield. You can't stop them, can you?
Jason
Far out. We say it every week.
Paul Francis was everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
what a return! Like 31 disposals, 13 contested possessions, and the cleanness in which he plays his football is just good to watch. It's just great to watch.
And a shout out to Jay Gresham for kicking 3 goals. Probably a waste of the end of your career going to the Bombers, but anyway, we'll carry on and hopefully...
He pops up like that though, doesn't he? He likes to pop up and snag a sausage roll, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, he could have done it at the Saints still, but he's sort of gone to the Bombers, so...
No, more prosperity at the Bombers.
We'll win a final before he does, I'm sure. But...
And sorry to say, Jamie, but Radaglia played well this week too for Port Adelaide, mate. But
Radaglia.
Yeah, he's getting some high rap now. Yeah, he had a good game, unfortunately, but that's all right.
It's interesting to see him running around for Port, isn't it? You sort of forget quickly.
Yeah, he wanted out, mate. He wanted the big dollars. He wanted out. So
I like how D's he was just didn't look too good against the D's, did he? No, he didn't.
Yeah, they've got some new players, Port, and they're all stepping up. So good on them. They've drafted well this year.
Yeah, look, they're contenders. I'm putting them up there already. I reckon contenders.
We had 10 disposals for Radaglia.
Yeah, he more just did intercept marks and created a bit back line there.
Yes, 6 marks though, actually.
Yeah, just the presence, the punches, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but so Port though striking along quite well. I think
doing all right. Only a small loss to Melbourne. Yes.
Showing good form, and it was a really interesting game on form lines, wasn't it? I mean, really, Essendon have just done themselves no favours, and Port have just strengthened. So, really interesting to see.
Yeah, I feel like Essendon have been all right though.
Yeah, but that was a bit of a shellacking, and in the end, they got pinned down, and they just got pushed aside. So,
but
it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch it. You just saw.
Yeah. Well, Port are a contender. Like, they've only got one loss of the year so far, and it was against Melbourne, and there was a goal in it.
When you'd say Port beat Essendon by more than Sydney beat West Coast by, it doesn't add up well for the Bombers out there.
Yeah, but you can't look at it like that.
Well, you can.
Come on. Like, Geelong and Melbourne both smashed Hawthorn insanely, and Hawthorn came within a whisper of beating Collingwood. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Maybe West Coast are rejuvenated.
That game last year, Dan Houston kicked it after the siren too against Bombers at the G, wasn't it?
It was too, yeah. Round 14 last year.
That was a close game, and then that's totally flipped this year, hasn't it?
When Port went on about a 13-game winning streak at that point, I recall.
Yeah. Port.
And wasn't the song pumping before the game too? Tear Us Apart. That was absolutely jumping, wasn't it?
It always is.
That? Oh, great atmosphere. Great atmosphere over there for that.
You will never tear us apart. And then it goes silent for a sec, and then everyone just starts like roaring. Oh, yeah. Gets you every time.
That's got to get the juices going, doesn't it?
Oh, you'd have to if you're playing with that. You just.
Oh. Even the Essendon supporters had their flag, their scarves up.
You're Ready to...
Don't you bring the Essendon supporters into this.
Yeah.
You leave them alone. They're friends of the show.
Yeah.
They're a bit on edge this week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're not.
Oh, they got the edge. They're edging.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to the next game. It was Saturday football. West Coast versus Sydney at Adelaide Hills. West Coast 11-12, 78. Sydney 15-14, 104. It was Sydney by 26 points. This was looking pretty rough for Sydney in that first half, don't you think, Rach?
Oh, look, it was actually not enjoyable watching early because obviously you're always trying to tip the perfect round. And I didn't want to be done early. I'm sitting there going, West Coast are bloody up at half time. Like, what's going on here? This isn't... And when they're up at half time, normally they stay in games and they fight and they rally because they're actually a sniff. And, by three-quarter time, they're only up by a goal, Sydney. So they had a lot of hard work ahead of them and ended up grinding out a couple of goal victory. But, geez, I don't know if it was concerning signs for Sydney or if it's
Was it?
interesting and good signs for West Coast because, I mean, it's hard to tell, isn't it? I
Sydney
mean,
could have gone in just thinking, hey, this is just a pracky match.
maybe just a little bit, but they've been playing so well, Sydney, and I just think maybe they're conditioned to the higher brand of footy at the moment that some of the higher ranked teams play, and West Coast might have just got under their guard a little. I think that's definitely more the way it... I mean, West Coast still have quality on the field. Like, don't get it wrong. They're not a basket case.
No.
They're just in a tough comp. They're only 10% off.
Yeah, okay, yep.
But
They're off. They're off by a margin.
to play with the way they did for three quarters anyway, so yeah, hats off to them.
Yeah.
But Sydney, I mean, still Sydney. I mean, you just can't go past Isaac Heaney. I mean, and
In the best again.
you look at how good they are, and you look at some of their players.
It's the weekly Isaac Heaney shout out. Like he's just in form. He's just every week. It's just the same thing. And 26 disposals, not usually as good as what he's doing, but he's getting 2 goals and 17 contested possessions and 10 score involvements.
Yeah, just stop riddling off numbers. Just
He got in the top for the coaches' votes.
Sorry.
He got in the top again for the coaches' votes.
Yeah, well, he's going to. Brownlow contender. I don't really see anybody touching him at this point.
Petrarca.
No, I don't see Petrarca.
Petrarca would be comfortably in the conversation.
Petrarca's in a team full of stars, all right?
And he's playing exceptionally well.
He is.
And he's one of the few that they like to throw him at.
Yeah,
Did you guys say...
He's one that gets thrown up there. Oliver gets
Maxi.
thrown up there a few times. Like,
Did you see Harley Reid kick his first goals and do the old double cobra?
Oh, good on him.
He was up and about, the young fella.
Yeah, we like young Harley Reid. He's one of our favourites on the pod here, isn't he?
We would have given him West Coast Oliver for Harley Reid, right?
Like, maybe we could
Also,
still have
too,
him.
how good was it seeing the old West Coast Guernsey?
Yeah.
Like the retro
With the
West
old
Coast.
AFL logo. It was awesome to see, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Classic.
They probably have the best retro Guernsey.
That was cool. Rick did a special mention.
Yeah, I want to put that old school AFL logo on the podcast somehow.
That was so good to see. I'm actually surprised they sort of allowed to wear it. Kind of, like, really.
Yeah. Well,
Haven't really seen anyone do that. That's pretty rare. But they got away with it, and yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah,
cap to Heaney, and yeah, the game, it was much closer than the final scoreboard would suggest, I reckon.
Oh, absolutely.
West Coast went toe-to-toe with Sydney and were extremely competitive for that first half. But, you got to play 4 quarters. So, yeah, boo this game. Do better, West Coast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trying, mate, slowly.
Yeah, well.
I mean, it was always going to be the lowest ranked game of the round, so...
They should be a powerhouse.
We tried to put some enthusiasm into that game, but it was hard to even get excited about it.
Well,
so
they should be. West Coast should be like the shining beacon of Western Australian football.
Well, they are technically.
Yeah. Well, where are they? They're not shining.
Mate, they can
might be
afford
they're not shining.
a couple of years of just partying because Freo still haven't won one yet. So West Coast have got them by streets at the moment.
Freo's like the
And I reckon
Freo's the little brother.
when and if Freo even win one, West Coast are going to go, right, we're back. And they'll roll up their sleeves.
West Coast have won 4 flags in the 30 years. Freo have won none,
Notice how Freo made one grand final and West Coast go and bloody make one and then lose one and then win one, all within about 5 years.
Oh, well.
So they really spurred them on a bit there, didn't they? West Freo making that granny back in 13.
Look, if I had to guess, GWS and Port are probably the two newer clubs that are going to win a flag sooner than those other two. I feel like that's pretty much certain.
All the Saints.
Well, Port's already won one. Port's
already won one. But okay, all right. Well then, fair enough. Port don't count then. GWS are the closest to winning a flag out of those three then.
Yeah, and they played in the grand final in 2007. 2018 was 19. Giants played in the grand final, wasn't it? 2019 against the Tigers.
Yeah.
It's not that long ago.
I don't remember that far back, unfortunately.
We had 17.
That was dark days for the Melbourne Football Club.
17, we had Adelaide playing Richmond.
Yeah.
18 was West Coast Collingwood, and then 19 Richmond Giants.
It hurts my heart thinking of those years for the Melbourne Football Club.
And they've been around the mark, the Giants, the last few years too. A couple of prelims since.
Yep.
Was 18 they lost the prelim, didn't they, Giants?
Yeah, well...
Yeah, they've lost 2 against the Pies, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting
last year in 18.
We're talking a bit too much.
They could have made
GWS.
5 grand finals, or 4, at least 4 grand finals.
We'll get to GWS, but we got way off track. So let me.
The Doggies beat them in a prelim.
Let's talk about another team that could make the grand final, boys.
Let me bring us back on track.
The Doggies beat them in a prelim.
Let me bring us back on track. Fremantle versus Carlton at Adelaide Oval. Fremantle 9-9-63 to Carlton 10-13-73. Carlton by 10 points. This match was an arm wrestle all afternoon, wasn't it, Wills?
Mate, this game, Freo have been robbed. Wow. That was ridiculous. That was just... those last 3 minutes, unbelievable.
That's good.
Right. So robbed.
Sorry, Flag Mantle.
Oh, mate. Fabs will just be over there cooking a hungy, just throwing rocks and stabbing it with big sticks, just being like, fucking Carlton.
That last 4 minutes was glorious, though.
He'll be waiting.
What an insane...
It's actually... So what happened is... what was that?
Bruno kicked his third.
Kennedy kicked the ball and it hit someone's arm.
Yeah.
And then Cotterill marked it. And it's actually come a couple of days later, showed that Jordan Clark actually got a fist on before the Carlton guy marked it. So it was 2 times the ball had been touched by people in that one mark. And then there you go. After that, they kick the goal, and the dissent rule comes in, fellas. Can you believe it?
Because they... Oh, yeah.
We just mentioned that last week, the dissent rule, and now it's just ruling the game for Freo.
That did come up on Adelaide as well, on Adelaide-Melbourne as well. That got us a free goal.
Far out. That was incredible. It was good to see Wiedering back for the Blues, though. He helps them down there. But I've got a good one for you, which all Blues supporters probably know it, but the Blues haven't been 4-0 since 1995.
And what happened in 1995, Wheels?
Yeah, they won the premiership, mate.
What an irony this is, Nathan.
So the Blues supporters will be up and about knowing that stat for sure.
Well, I've got another stat for you, Wheels.
Yep.
Did you know this is the first time in 10 years that Carlton has won in Adelaide Oval?
Wow.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't. That's why I said
insane.
wow.
That's 10 years losing to Adelaide and Port Adelaide every year when they go over there. Well, sometimes maybe not every year.
Really? That's a good one, mate.
I reckon he knew because he sort of acted like he didn't know.
No, he'd be like, yeah, of course I knew that.
Because he knows most things, and that's why I
just know not to tip them when they play over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you read it well.
Apparently, I heard on the commentary that 6 of the 9 Fremantle goals came from free kicks anyway. How's that?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Jesus.
So a bit of payback almost.
Trying to give it to him.
Yeah, look, it was a tight game of footy, and Freo really unlucky not to get the win there.
Yeah, Freo's
so unlucky.
Pretty good in comparison.
I think they did the job.
They dominating the stoppages.
They did the job. They really did enough.
Yeah.
And
but Carlton wanted it more. They were putting on that pressure like nothing on earth.
Well, we could just look forward
Paddy
to
Cripps
the
had
next
his kid during the week. Paddy's Cripps had his little baby as well.
Yeah.
He's lucky to play.
Little girl, was it?
Good on him.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Little girl. I don't know the name, but yeah, good on him. Lucky.
Yeah, Paddy and Monique, I believe, is his partner's name or his wife.
Yeah.
And yes.
So who do you reckon tore it up for the Blues and the Dockers this week, fellas?
Oh well, you got to think Kerno. Like
Yeah.
That goal he kicked in the last quarter to start the momentum that just carried Carlton over the line. Like 3 goals 2. 3 goals 2 was it? I don't know, 3 goals. But yeah, I think it was like something else.
Brayshaw had a ripper for the Dockers too. He had an absolute ripper, like 38 touches and pretty much awarded best on ground, they reckon. But yeah, that was a crazy game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As I said, like I already said it, but yeah, that last 4 minutes was fun.
Imagine seriously supporting either one of those sides and watching that. Oh my god!
I fucking hate it. I hate it so much because it was what
hectic.
It was, But yeah, just Freo just dominating those stoppages though. Just dominating, just choking Carlton. But in the end, doesn't matter. Got to get that W.
That's right, mate. That's right.
That's right. All right. Well, let's move on to the next game. Saturday night football is Western Bulldogs versus Geelong at Adelaide Oval. It is Western Bulldogs 14-7-91, Geelong 14-11-95. Geelong by 4 points. This was just 2 good teams going at it. Got the feel for Parker this week, don't you, Wheels?
Oh, mate. Yeah, we're still not talking, but wow, what a game. Cats by a whisker. Hey, fellas. Bloody hell.
It was quality. It was quality football. 2 teams that were just going at it, just at the top of it.
We're on 4 in a row, and I'm still on the pod. It's unbelievable, but
I feel like this actually
well done, boys.
This turned doggies up in my expectations.
Yeah, it was really, you could tell during the first quarter they were really testing each other out and trying to figure out each other's game plan and really battling it out. Yeah. But geez, the whole game, I was literally on the edge of my couch the whole game. It wasn't real high scoring, but it was just like you didn't know when someone was going to score.
But also like the guns were firing for doggies.
Yeah,
I won't say you had Rick on the pod, but Bont and Libba.
Yeah, Batman and Robin again, mate. Batman and Robin, absolutely tearing it up.
And Trelaw.
Trelaw did well too.
Yeah,
for the Cats,
he did
for
good.
the Cats,
he's not Bont and Libba.
He's probably
the Cats.
He's good.
Oh, their midfield tore it up, and also Doggies kicked a couple once. McRae came on as a sub as well. That changed their run around.
Was it Daniel who went off?
Yeah, Caleb Daniel went off, but yeah, I think for the Cats, Jezza played well. Only kicked a couple of goals, but he had like 28 touches or something and just tore it up around the half-forward line. Stengel and
goals.
And Bowes kicked 2 goals too in the guts, so he did good too for the young guy. But
Sten goals.
Yeah. Buddy, I was watching the game, but these 2 guys were nearly best on ground, but you don't see them in the stats. I had Liam Jones dominated down back, and so did Karmas for the Doggies. Those 2 blokes kept them in the game. They were unbelievable.
Very solid contributors.
Oh, mate, they just marking everything. They totally killed Hawkins' game, but Karmas was just marking them and running off everywhere. But what a tight game. And I was also looking at Sanders for the Doggies. Like, how well built's that young guy? He looks like a little. He looks like a little Horn Francis, doesn't he?
He had 23 touches too. He had a big night.
He's bloody built for it. He's so solid, and I don't know. Just what do you do? And also, it's actually a good game that I actually saw. Sam Darcy kick 3 goals.
Yeah,
he's looking a bit. How tall's he too? I'm like, he makes Aaron Norton look tiny, doesn't he? But
we got the Rising Star today. Sam Darcy.
Oh yeah,
the Rising Star nomination.
Oh, he got it, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it come through. So that's 2 that's 2 or 3 the Doggies have got now.
Yeah, they're getting a couple, aren't they?
Yeah. So what a game! I'm glad there was sort of not really any umpiring that affected the game or anything like that. So
it was so tight at the end.
Yeah, just a battle. I thought the Cats did look a bit tired after the 2 days less break. But wow, what a game! I was just, mate, you're just happy to get away with the W with that one.
But look, I just want to bring it back to the midfield because I know I said Bontempelli and Liv are so good, and you're like, what about Trelaw? I'm like, yeah, he's good. I just want to highlight why Bont and Libba are just on another level.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, Libba, do you know how many contested possessions he had? 28.
18? 28! Oh. Wow.
Like, is that not mind-shattering? And he got 9 tackles along with it. So not only is he getting the contested possessions, he's fucking hunting him down and dragging him.
He normally plays good against the Cats, actually. It's interesting.
Exactly. And then you look at Bont. He's like fucking 6'4", and he's getting like 10 tackles. He somehow this brick shit house is just able to just move quick enough to catch all these fuckers running around trying to escape it.
I know, and he's as tall as a centre-half forward, isn't he? Like, he's
their
huge.
contested possessions, their tackles, their disposals, they're running on another level. Treloar, as I said, still good, but not at that level.
Yeah, Treloar normally gets the cheap touches, doesn't he? Like little handballs, and he gets them. But Liver and Bond, they go in harder. You can see it.
Just having those two people on the same team.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I know, they got a few A-graders there. It was an A-graders game, I found. It was just filled with A-graders.
English
kicked 4 goals. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
That's it. What's with your ruckman? Do you really have a ruckman at the moment, Wheels?
Yeah, we had Toby Conway last week, and he's only a second-year player. He kicked his first goal last week, actually. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, we had Reece Stanley was back this week, mate. He's our key ruckman, Reece Stanley. So yeah, Premiership ruckman, mate.
Is he that good?
Oh, he's not. He's just athletic. Like, he does the job, but he's not a powerhouse ruckman, but he does the job. Like, I wouldn't say we normally get flogged in the ruck, really. So
I would say this week he did, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you got against Tim English, you know, so big difference.
And you got the W's, and you guys are just a unit at the moment, so
yeah, mate. 4 and zip, mate. 4 and zip.
Much more dangerous now than you were at this point last year. That's my fucking damn sure.
Oh, we hadn't won a game yet like this time last year.
100%.
But yes, it was good to see Stengel. Stengel kicked some great goals. He kicked 4 goals for us, and he was lively. Good old Stengel. So he needed that for his confidence. He's been a bit quiet. So
what do you want him to call him?
Stengels.
Stengels, yes. Yep.
Come on, said it twice. You totally no-sold it. I'm like, no, it's a fun game. Love it.
And we got North Melbourne next week, but we'll talk about that later. So it's looking pretty promising. I do understand the Cats. You know, they've got a bit of an easier fixture. Like, we've only beaten a side, St Kilda, out of the whole lot that's just made the 8 last year. If you go off last year's game,
last year, so this is prime footies. You're overperforming, and that's what you want, really.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be interesting when we start playing some top sides from last year. But I'm still riding the train, boys. Keep going.
Let's go. All right, well,
toot.
Let's move on to the next game. It is Sunday football. Gold Coast versus GWS at Adelaide Hills. Gold Coast 13-11-89. GWS 18-9, 117. GWS by 28 points. Strong finish from the Giants this week, Reeves.
Yeah, so they were very competitive here, Gold Coast. I mean, a lot of the usual sayers for them, with sort of Caniglio and Whitfield popping up for the Giants as well. But it was, a lot of the Gold Coast midfielders with Anderson and
Flanders.
Yeah, well, I mean, Flanders for me, like, he'd only just come back in, so he was probably given more the outsider role this week.
He was still up. He was up there.
But especially Anderson and at the moment Witts as well for the Gold Coast. Like, he's just constantly getting it done.
Skipper.
And Flanders, good to see him back and playing well. But they'll get a lot more grunt out of him in the next few weeks, and he's got a lot more improvement up his sleeve. So one to watch Flanders actually.
Yeah, no, the Flanders Anderson connection could be.
But another shout out for the Giants as well is just Jesse Hogan. I mean, he's so consistent up front at the moment in front of goal, and when you got Toby Green kicking 5 as well.
Yeah, Toby Green 5 goals.
Yeah, he was great.
Goals, 1. Hogan was 7 marks.
You can't sort of see him stumbling too much this year, the Giants. Like, obviously they're going to play some big games across through the whole year, but at the moment what they're putting out is just red hot. They've got all lines covered, as in defence, and they're just they're a real unit at the moment, the Giants, aren't they?
And also GWS, first time in club history they've won the first 4 games of the season.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Well done.
Go Giants.
GWS looking strong, stronger than they have.
There's only 3 teams left that haven't won a game. Haven't lost a game.
4.
Is that right?
4.
4. Yeah, didn't you do 4 before?
4.
Yeah, there's the 3 usual suspects plus Adelaide.
No. 3 teams that haven't lost a game.
Oh, haven't lost.
Lost a game. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Giants, Melbourne, Sydney, and Carlton.
We've lost a game.
Melbourne's lost a game. Sydney's lost a game. So I think it's Giants, Blues, and
Giants
Cats.
and Carlton?
Giants and Carlton and Geelong.
Carlton haven't lost a game?
Wow.
That doesn't sound right.
Because Melbourne and Sydney have both played 5 games, but have the 16. Yeah. So there's 4 teams.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, 3 teams. 3.
It's 3 teams, I reckon. Yeah. So
Giants,
Blues, and
Giants,
Cats
Carlton, and Geelong.
haven't lost a game yet.
So
And they're sitting. Yeah, that's right. I reckon.
So you're the real top of the ladder. Giants, Carlton, and Geelong.
GWS is looking solid. Flag contenders.
It was a bit hard. Like going to the game too was, Suns had 3 deputants playing. So
Who? 3 what?
3 people on debut.
Oh, deputants.
Deputant.
Yeah, deputants. Yeah, closely. Reed and Graham. They all, it's going to be hard when they've got 3 new guys playing all first games, isn't it? So.
Yeah, no, it's going to be hard, but it's going to be hard when you're coming up against GWS. I feel like they're the benchmark team at the moment.
And they travel real well. They're a good travelling side.
Look, footy's interesting this year. And look, I wouldn't mind. I don't like interstate teams because Victoria boy. Woo.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind seeing GWS win one. I wouldn't mind seeing them win a
wow.
bag. So, yeah.
They can wait in my eyes.
Of course to you. I'm fine. We had one not too long ago.
So back on. So it's only the 3 teams that haven't lost a game yet. So it is the Cats, Blues, and Giants. And I've got a stat here for you. So teams to go 5-0, right? Since 1990, 37 teams have been on 5-0 since 1990.
Yeah.
23 have made a prelim final, and 16 have made a grand final.
Ooh.
Okay.
So they're right in the box seat again.
That's some good
Yeah,
stats.
so to get a win next week, and either side, it's looking a little bit promising, isn't it?
Yeah, so the Giants have St Kilda, so it'll be a big game.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Jeez.
absolutely.
Alright, well,
Wow.
We'll get to that. Alright, let's move on to the next game. Sunday afternoon football. It's Richmond versus St Kilda at Norwood Oval. Richmond 9-6-60. St Kilda 9-13-67. St Kilda by 7 points. How did you like that for third quarter, Reeves?
Oh, the third quarter was my favourite by a mile.
It was, wasn't it?
Far out.
Yes, it was tough watching first half, though. Some of the goals we were missing. Jack Higgins right in front. Max King. It didn't matter almost who it was. When we were kicking to the right of screen there in the second quarter, we were kicking him out on the full from 30 metres out. So we were really off there, and but it was our pressure up the field as well. Like, we weren't sort of pushing up, and Richmond were just taking it to their goal line with ease.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad Rossi put a rocket up them. And they responded. And how was the way they just played? They looked like a different team in the third quarter.
Yeah, that second half spray must have been something.
They really had numbers behind the ball there, and Richmond couldn't sort of penetrate the forward half in the third quarter. And so that was a big swing and roundabout. And then it was the whole hang on for the last quarter. Yeah. So it was it was a tough watch.
Far out.
We're up by 20 points.
Mate.
Up by 20 points early through the last quarter, and then Richmond
back. Was that halftime? At halftime, Saints were 1-5, weren't they?
I reckon, yeah, maybe about right. So
far out.
Very wasteful.
Yeah, it was very nail biter.
You don't see many teams win from that score. Far out. That's incredible.
No, but yeah, this just didn't look like a good outing for either team, really. I'd say low scoring, scrappy back and forth footy.
We were 1-5 at half time.
Did you like the candy strip Guernsey, mate? You like to see that one running around back again?
For which team? St Kilda's?
The Saints, yeah, in the candy strip. They donned that, early 2000s.
Yeah, well, I thought that was the old away top.
Oh, it might have been, yeah.
Yeah, so
I reckon it's come back. I thought it was been not long ago, but apparently it's come back, so it might be slightly different or something.
Yeah, well, it's better than the other away top, I reckon. That's all white.
Mickey B loves the candy strip too.
I'm a fan. I think it's just a good top. Yeah, but it's an away top. But anyway, back to the game.
Yeah, Jack Steele racking up 33 posies.
The skipper.
The right things with the ball.
Legendary.
He'd have to be your best.
Yeah, he played very well.
He's right up there with the cream.
Yeah. Right up there.
Dustin Martin played good too, didn't he?
He did too. And Shia Bolton.
Yeah,
Shia Bolton. Kicking goals from everywhere, wasn't he?
Richmond's forward line.
He's just a gun.
Is he the key piece of their forward line moving forward?
He's gone down there a few times. Yeah. He sort of goes down and doesn't go, he mixes it up. But yeah, he's bloody flirtery, isn't he?
And he just nails it. How was that kick late in the game when he kicked the goal from about 50,
on the boundary, near the boundary?
55. He just made the distance and got him right back to within about a goal late in the game. So, it was a good game of footy though. In the end,
Marshall played really well in the ruck too, didn't he? He did his job all day.
Yeah. And old Marshall. And actually, you know what? I thought he didn't play that well, and then I must admit he played alright, but so he's obviously got a bit up his sleeve. Old Rowan Marshall, good contributor every week, the big fella.
Oh yeah.
But I know, so I think Saints have got plenty to take out of that game. I think we could improve in many factors. Good learning curve, and it seems like Ross isn't quite playing the strongest team on paper a lot at the moment, and he's trying to find other ways, knowing that in the third quarter he went back to his strongest side on paper again, got his best mids back in the middle, and they really rallied. So he knows he's 1 wood, and I think at the moment he's just trialling out his 5 wood and his 7 wood, and he's he's just tinkering.
That's what he's doing.
Tinkering on the run, you call it, but he always knows how to go back to plan A.
Would he give him a big spray, or would he just sort of be calm, you reckon, in the rooms at half-time? What's he sort of like?
Oh, you reckon he does the disappointed?
I heard the spray.
I'm angry. I'm disappointed.
I've heard the spray. It was a spray.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah, they you could hear it from Victoria.
Yeah, well, that's
wow.
Well, you were in Adelaide.
Even though I was there, but
that's how you heard.
No, but apparently you could hear it from Victoria. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it was an almighty spray, and he rallied the boys up pretty well. Obviously,
I think he woke a few of them up because they were out there sleepwalking and
bit lost in the Barossa.
That's you kidding me? Like you saw that first half. Oh, did you?
Are they still celebrating in Adelaide, mate? Are they still celebrating in Adelaide there?
Oh, it's going to be a couple of weeks of hangover from all that.
Oh no, they've got to hit the train, and they can't rest on their laurels.
No, but all the corporates and that have hung around in Adelaide for the week after, someone's got to finish off all the bottles of red and finish off the cheese platters that are still there. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Melbourne supporters that hang around after the double win.
Oh look, no, they should be coming back and supporting this week. I don't know where we're playing. We're playing Victoria, aren't we?
Playing at the G.
Okay, all right, yes. So they want to come back to the G to watch.
Good win, Sainers.
Good win?
Was needed it. Had to win it.
Over Richmond.
It's still got winning over there. Like, it's still important.
We had to get the win. Yes. We had to get the win. That was it.
Look, you can be happy with it.
Well, if they didn't win, they would only have 1 win for the season, wouldn't they?
Yeah, well, they needed it.
That was like a must win.
That was a must win, and you did it by 7 points.
Wow.
Alright. Well, with that, let's move on to the next game. And the last game of the round was Sunday twilight football. It was Collingwood versus Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval. Collingwood 11-11-77. Hawthorn 11-6-72. Collingwood by 5 points. Hawthorn almost clawing back at the end, but not quite, eh, Wheels?
Mate, this game, I think Pies were up by nearly 40 points at half time, and then they just went downhill from there. Bloody right to the last couple of minutes. They could have snitched this one, the Hawkers. Unbelievable footy.
They absolutely could have. It was a very good match.
I was freaking out for my last tip of the round. Don't you worry about that. And Ginnivan had him firing up, didn't he? He was all over the place. He was playing all sorts of games against his old teammates.
He was getting decapitated while the umpires weren't looking and everything.
I know. It's good theatre, isn't it? Really. He did it a bit the week before against the Caddies. He's gone out and just done it again this week. It's classic. It's classic.
He just keeps getting decapitated. The
And
umpires do nothing.
he actually got a couple of free kicks this time.
Oh, well, maybe that was just sympathy from last week. Like, yeah, look, we
bit of payback.
watched them. We know they fucked you over a little bit. But...
Oh,
He had to get one or two of them. I mean, one or two of them.
I did notice the Pies played a bit of a different game style. They sort of went wider. Normally they go straight lines, but they've gone a bit wider this year using the boundaries. So maybe it's not quite working for them, but it could be a double-edged sword if they're trying two different game plans. So, but one to watch.
When what you used last year worked so well.
Well, no, you have a couple, so you don't know what team's going to run out, you know.
Yeah.
But I heard Jack Joward, Jibbers running around town, a bit happy now that the boys have a couple of wins. Is this right?
Mate, he's so happy he's joined up at Rossdale Golf Club as a full 7-day member.
Don't think that
Wow, good on him.
Since the win. On Sunday evening he actually did it, so...
So because he signed on Sunday evening.
So he was hiding a bit when it was still cricket season, was he?
Yeah, well, he must be just looking for a way to expend the last of the cash that he would have made from being the opening bowler for South Caulfield this year. But the Pies, I mean, they interest me. I mean, every time the premiers come out and they start sluggish, everyone always has a good look at it, don't they? And they wonder. You know, a lot of questions get asked, but you know, again on the weekend, the brakes came on hard, and they were like deers in a headlight. And really, they're lucky to not have lost that game, I reckon. A couple more minutes in the game, I reckon they lose it. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, we're sitting here looking at Collingwood 1-5 coming into the first bye. So,
Degoe got him over the line, though, didn't he? Degoe was up to his best.
Yeah, he's big Degoe. He always seems to be around the play at the moment, and he's a real big player for him.
31 touches and a goal, and he was just that presence. Big body midfielder. He was a presence, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Josh Dacos played good for the Pies as well. 30 touches, but yeah.
Did he stand?
I couldn't get past bloody number 15 for the Hawks. Bloody Hardwick.
Slot him up forward.
4 goals up forward. This guy's been playing as a defender. He kicked 4 goals up forward, but apparently he was kicking bags of 10, 15 in the TAC Cup footy, so why is he not down there?
Well, we're trying him in the back line.
That's crazy. Keep him forward.
He's a forward.
What's going on? Hey?
If he's a forwardman, put him in the forward.
Solution done. Hawks win a couple more games. Wow.
It makes sense.
He played really well, Hardwick.
Yeah. But also, you've got to just think, like, Collingwood, still off. This is not the win you want against Hawthorn.
No.
This is not the win you want at all. You want to be burying a team like this. Just like the Doggies. Just like...
And don't forget the Hawks came off like three days less than the recovery in the Pies or something like that. Like, geez, the Hawks are going alright. They've got some legs, don't they?
Yeah, that was a great comeback by the Hawks there. That was...
They almost got there.
Oh, I was sort of half going for them, even though I wanted the perfect round, and I knew no one would tip Hawthorn.
You're going for the upset, weren't you?
Mm.
Bloody unbelievable.
Yeah.
Far out.
Oh well,
they could have easily had two. They could have easily had 2 wins the last couple of weeks. The Hawks, really.
Yeah,
they could have. Yeah, if the wind blew the other way, but unfortunately, no. Still 4 losses in a row.
Remind me who they played last week.
The Caddies, mate.
Oh yes.
The Caddies pumped them, didn't they?
Yes.
Oh, just sort of. I wouldn't say it was the pumping, but yeah, just got it done.
I feel like, or maybe I'm mixing them up with North Melbourne. Look. Hawthorn, North, and West Coast all in the same boat as part of...
Yeah, it gets hard talking about them every week, doesn't it?
And Adelaide.
No, I don't put Adelaide in that boat. They should... If Adelaide came up against North, I'm tipping Adelaide. They can't be... They're not that bad. Because they weren't that bad that long ago. Anyway. That's it for this week's games.
Wow.
It was a big round.
What a round.
Yeah, what a good conversation. So let's move in to this week's tipping results. You know.
Give us the tip.
There you go.
Alright, so we had, I think, hang on.
Is it 10 people?
10 people got 9 out of 9 this week.
Wow, what a tough round.
So,
well done.
Got to shout them all out. Balin, Geelong Cats, 9 out of 9. Congratulations, my friend.
Well done, mate.
Me, 9 out of 9.
Well done,
Congratulations
mate.
to me.
Wow.
Jim Bob Parker, congratulations.
I'm Jim Bob.
Mickey B getting his first official
Michael.
shout out in the sports in the betting and the group bet thing, group tip. Sorry,
On the pod?
on the pod because he got 9 out of 9. As I said, if you get the highest score, you get a shout out.
I've forgotten about my mate Michael Broad, actually. I don't ring him often. Might give him a call
No.
soon.
And
Oh, he's gone quiet.
You also got 9.
Who was that, sorry?
You, Fenno, also got 9.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Beautiful.
And then Running Late also got 9, whoever that is. My mother got 9. Jamie got 9. Mr. Reeby got 9.
As per usual.
And my father
Wow.
got 9.
Oh,
That's a
your
lot,
father.
isn't it?
Yes. That's,
You'd be spewing not to get 9 this week.
Oh,
Oh, look, a lot of people didn't. Somebody even got a 5.
a 5.
Yeah.
Who?
Sorry, a couple of people got 5. It's either your mum or your sister. I don't know. I don't know. I can't
So was there? So
I think it
with
was
this,
Sammy.
was there any? So with everyone getting 9s, was there any big movers, or was it all pretty same?
I will move on to the top 5 right now. So
Oh, yeah.
coming at number 5, Running Late has moved up into the top 5 position. And then my mother has moved up to top 4. As top
We,
to 4.
we still don't know who Running Late is, do
No,
we?
it's the one in
I have no
novelty.
idea. I have no idea.
Running Late, tell us who you are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, I'm sure we know them, but anyway. Yeah. Then we got Jamie moving up to 3rd.
Yeah, wow, good work.
Then Reedy stays at 2nd. My dad stays on top. So
Bloody Rob.
I actually got a text during the week from one Molian Slamkovic, or Slamko Molian. That's right.
Get him on, get him on.
And he actually texted me, "Oh, I slipped out of your parents' sandwich." Like, fuck, don't stop saying that. Stop putting it that way. It's gross. But,
It's the truth.
But hey, if he's gonna tip Essendon every week, he's gonna have a bad year.
It'll turn on him.
I just feel like he's gonna have a bad.
We'll watch him.
He's out of the top 5, so he's not in the top 5.
Yeah, so did he tip Bombers on the weekend?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
see?
he didn't get 9. So that's mainly why I'd say. But yeah, top 5. Oof, I'm not even in it. But yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. Oh, so yeah. I'm you're 7th, right?
Well, I've gone up. Did I go up 2 spots? Wow.
So yep, you went up to
Whoa.
7 because
Wow.
you got
Nice.
margin over Michael and
Yeah.
Jim Bob, I think. Yeah.
Oh, we've gone up 2.
And I am 10th.
Yeah.
So-
Wow.
And that's it for us on the pod today. So, all right. Some moving and shaking. I went up this week. That's good enough for me. I've got to catch
Yeah,
up
so-
after that week where I went all these roughies and it did not go in my favour. Very disappointing. All right. Let's move on to this week's tips. This week's tips.
Doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, do a little dance for us.
This week's tips. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. All right, this week's tips. Melbourne versus Brisbane Thursday night football at the G.
Oh.
Baby.
Toot toot. All aboard.
On the front track.
All aboard. Yes, I'm struggling. Although,
Lockie Neal's out, isn't he?
I mean, they've won a few games now, Melbourne and Brizzy. They're not far off some form, so it's probably more even than you think this game. But it's just so hard not to tip Melbourne
Brizzy have
at home,
won
isn't it?
one game, and they've lost to Neal.
Why is he out?
He got injured.
I think he hurt his ankle.
Now, is he coming back though? I feel like he's
I think
probably
they're
out.
just. I think they're going to test him on the night.
So he might play, and it's a sneaky. But yeah, so it's hard not to tip Melbourne here, isn't it?
Yeah. Wheels.
Oh, I know there's been some pretty upsetting finals with these two sides, hasn't there, Nathan?
No, there hasn't.
There has been a bit of history.
No.
Oh, the last couple of years, I believe Brizzy's got on top.
What about when the lights went out at the Gabba?
Oh, mate, that was another game that should have got cancelled for the time delay.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, going off form, you got to tip the D's, don't you, Nathan?
Yeah, well, look, I'm going D's. If it's 50-50, I'm going to go D's, and I don't think this is 50-50. I feel like Brisbane's form as of late just
Yeah.
isn't there. And D's form is there. And we've only lost to Sydney, and they're
done good.
Essentially a contender.
Thursday night too. Interesting.
Another Thursday night game. D's keep playing on Thursday night. I don't know how I feel about it.
It makes it hard to get to the games if you don't live near the ground, doesn't it?
I've got work the next day. I don't want
By the time you get back, it's 12 at night, 1 o'clock. You know, tough.
Yeah, if I want to watch a game of football, if I want to watch Melbourne play, I want to watch them play on a chilled night where I don't have to worry about work the next day.
Yeah. And then if you lose, going to work on the Friday is shocking.
It's all right for me. Nobody really cares about football where I work, thankfully. So there's no rubbing it in.
No,
There's also no gloating either. So.
Yeah, but in your own head, it still sucks because you're like, this is shit.
Yeah, well. Yeah, look, it's
makes the long weekend.
But I like football. No matter if my team loses, I'll still watch the other games. Well, I'll probably be more invested in the other games if my team loses.
Me, I like football.
Anyway, that's it for the first game. So let's move on to the next.
Go the D's.
Friday
Go the
night
D's.
Football at Marvel Stadium. It is the Doggies versus the Bombers.
Big.
Ricky, who you got?
Big game for both clubs, isn't it? I mean, both patrons of Marvel and both back at the home deck after travelling to Thingy. So both clubs will take it as a home game. And, yeah, I mean, I've been butting this one around. But again, I have to stay all aboard the friend train on this one because the Dogs, you know, they're just doing enough, I think, at the moment in Essendon. If they don't fire, I mean, they can be very easily off. So I think the Dogs should be too good here.
Yeah. Reeves? Wheels?
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those games, you're right. Like, I think, you know, you wouldn't be shocked if the Dons won or the Dogs, hey.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
the Dons
such a big
could just
game.
come out. The Bombers could just come out and, you know, win by like 24, 30 points. And you just go, oh, yeah.
Could have a big day and all that, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah, I'm going to go, it's so tough.
Dogs seem pretty united at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like Doggies probably got a bit better form going, so I'll go the Doggies for Rico as well.
Yeah. Libba and Bont, they were just so impressive last week. If they play half as good as that this week, Doggies.
Yeah.
Got it. Like in my heart, I want Essendon to win, but
you just like that.
Sorry.
Tough one.
Tough call.
Next game, GWS versus St Kilda at Monica Oval. Reedy.
Well, it's been a big moment for me because I've been going over the round close to this week, and I think I'm going to stay faithful to my tipping aspirations and say that you only do well in tips when your team does well. So I'm really hoping Saints win this week because I probably will be tipping them. You know what I mean? I've got to stick with my theory that you only do well in tips when your team does well.
That's right.
And somehow I'm up there this year and my team's only won 2 games. But yes, I'm just banking on us playing well. And
what would they need to do to win? Like, where can you see them winning it from?
We got to kick about 17 goals. So it's, I don't know. I mean, at the moment, I'm not...
You got to shut Giants down. You got to make them play the crap footy that you guys are used to. That's what you need.
So bring them down to our level, you're saying?
Bring them down to your level.
I mean, it's in Canberra on Saturday. So it'll be good conditions. Just a nice day. It's meant to be, just nice conditions.
Are the Saints heading straight there, or do they come back Melbourne, or what's the go?
Oh, well, it's been a bit of a wish-wash. Some of the boys ended up getting on a yacht back. Yeah, they were seen cruising back around for a few days. There's been some nice conditions. Yeah, and they were in a nice big catamaran yacht, so they were sailing back, having a few days of partying with. There's plenty of girls on the yacht, I believe. The old Saints players know how to do it in style. But they all pulled back into the port and reported back to Moorabbin headquarters for training, and they've all been counted for, and they're all still there.
After knowing the week they had, you still want to tip St Kilda against GWS? You fucking... What are you talking about?
Hey, stranger things can happen. Look against the Pies.
You beat Collingwood.
Yeah, but like if they're not even they're partying on a yacht, like what are you doing? Like you're in the middle of a football season.
Man, they thought they were in Ibiza for a couple of days. That's the way they were.
That's how they recover.
That's how they recover. Fucking kick the ball. Like,
Get back, recover.
Train. No, you need to train. You're not that good. Jesus.
And, they did have a couple of swims in the ocean on the way back off the boat, which would have been good for their muscles. So they did
kicking a ball, but
they did some in close handballing on the boat.
They did some cardio.
Yeah, but so now look, I'm gonna try and mount a case for why we could win, but I'm really battling.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're winning that battle either.
If you do see the Giants ticked in the box on match day, don't be shocked.
Gonna flip flop them.
Hey, he's allowed. You're allowed. Till the game starts, you're allowed to change tips.
Absolutely.
Wheels.
Yeah, I can't see the Saints stopping the two green machines. Hey,
Oh, no.
Up ordered in the guts. I reckon they're going to run amok. It's hard with the Giants. Like you don't know all their players in their list, but yeah, I can't see him at home. I just can't see the Saints doing it over there. So I'm tipping the Giants.
So you like the up the gut screen or the out front?
Both green. Both green machines, mate.
Both greens. All right, fair enough. Up the gut screens.
Gut screens.
Stop it! I'm sorry. All right, I love you, my friend. Not tipping you, killer.
No, well, you don't want to get 9 out of 9 2 weeks in a row.
Look, the station's coming up.
You're going to take some bold jumps.
The station's coming up.
It's just gone by Western Sydney.
I'm hopping on the villain train.
Okay, that'll take you down the ladder.
Villain train, and yeah, that's probably going to get me a W on this one.
Down the tipping ladder you go, my friend.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, because, GWS, I'm sorry, contenders. Alright, next game. Carlton versus Adelaide, Saturday afternoon at Marvel Stadium. So, Reeves, who you got?
Is that Marvel, is it? Yeah. Carlton all the way. But, be wary the losing crow. They say that the losing crow is a desperate crow that wants to win.
Yeah,
and that a lost crow can bounce back with a W, they say. It's what they used to say.
Oh, look, I'm sure they'll eventually get a W. I don't think they're never going to get a W ever again.
It just doesn't seem like the week when
does not seem like
that lost bird will find that W.
No, it does not. It does not.
Poor Adelaide, though. If they don't get one here, Jesus, turning into a long bloody season early days. But so yeah, Carlton for me, Nathan. But
yeah, fair enough.
With a bit of trepidation.
Wheels.
Yeah. It's rumoured that Walsh will be back too for the Blues. So there'll be an extra A-grade midfielder joining their team. Far out. Yeah, go the Blues. But yeah, it's real dark times for the Crows if they're zipping 5. Far out. You'd almost call season over, wouldn't you?
Almost.
Bloody hell, yeah, Blue Baggers, mate. They're too good at the moment.
Alright, well, I feel like Carlton's due to slip on a banana peel. They're never this good for that long, Is this the banana peel, though?
Bit of Mario Kart.
I'm going to go Adelaide.
Wow. We'll see if you swap.
You know what's interesting?
Watch me. Watch this space, alright?
You know what's interesting? Next week, Adelaide versus Essendon.
Whereabout?
In Adelaide.
Essendon will get
Oh, it's a juicy tip, that one, isn't it?
Essendon will get
But I will focus on this week's games.
We shall. Alright, well, that's it. I'm going Adelaide. Because they're better than what they've been playing. They're better than that.
Jeez, Mr. 7 out of 9 next week so far, Nathan.
Alright. if you say
He won't rock up.
2 different so far.
Alright. Saturday night football at the People First Stadium. Gold Coast versus Hawthorn. Reeves.
Well, I have all week been very strong on Gold Coast getting this done. I think they haven't been playing bad footy, and they were 2-1 going into that last game, which if they had a pinched, which they were looking good in, would have been, right up there on the ladder.
Yeah.
So, we'll give them a sniff this week, the Coasters, at home against the Hawks. But the Hawks impressed last week, and you just don't know. So, yeah, interesting. Go the Coasters.
Yeah. Wheels?
Yeah, like this one, I know the Suns have won a couple of games, but of late I reckon Hawks are playing better footy, but the Suns have proven themselves in the last year and a bit that they do play well at home, even though they're losing their legs at half-time generally, but yeah, I'm tipping the Suns, but I won't be shocked if the Hawks are right in it.
Yeah, look, I'm going Gold Coast as well. Hawthorn, I feel like that was a fluke against Collingwood. I feel like Gold Coast have more to earn, more to gain from a victory against Hawthorn at this point.
Another team that's got to go from Adelaide to Gold Coast, and where do they stay in between as well?
Oh, do they come home?
I don't know. Just go straight to the Goldie, fellas.
Why would you come home? Why would you?
Keep the party ticking.
But yeah, no, I'm going to have to go Gold Coast. Alright, moving on. Saturday night football at Adelaide Oval is Port Adelaide versus the Flagmantle Dockers. Reeby.
Well, this is a classic one for me to mix up the home v away over Perth versus South Australia States. So
Freo stayed there. The Freo don't even have to travel.
They've stayed on as well. I'm going to tip Port Adelaide. I just think they'll get this done. I mean, I think Freo, maybe the mojo's popped a little bit this year already with the game style and what they're going to do, and they just bring energy. But Port will just be too clinical, just over the top. So yeah, Port. But yeah, go Freo.
All right, Wheels.
Yeah, well, we all know Port like playing over there under the lights, and this third game in a row at home, far out. Port. I reckon Port will just show why they're up. You should be up in the top 4. So go Port.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. You just stole what I was pretty much saying. Yeah, this is Port are up there. They're a much better unit than Freo are. Freo are punching above their weight at this point, I reckon. And that's not gonna carry them through the season. So yeah, Port. All right, next game, Sunday football at the GMHBA Stadium. Geelong versus North Melbourne. Reeves.
Geelong.
Benno.
I'm just glad we got the week off. It's awesome. I reckon the Roos will come out pretty good in the first quarter. They normally do against us. But yeah, classy Cats for me, mate. 5 in a row. Let's get on it.
Yeah, North haven't got a chance. Like, if North beat you guys this week, it'll be one of the biggest what the fucks of the year.
I'm definitely not coming on next week if that happens, fellas.
Let's make that a pact.
That's a pact.
No, you gotta show your face. You gotta do it. You gotta be a man.
No way. I'm doing a Rick next week if we lose.
Oh, no. All right, moving on. West Coast.
No, look at Ricky. Look at that guy.
West Coast versus Richmond at Optus Stadium. It is that. Were you paying attention or were you rapping?
Hey, you talking about me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back with you.
West Coast versus Richmond at Optus Stadium.
Wow, no, that's why I was just getting into sync, because I feel like Richmond are going to head over there with a bit of swagger about them, and they're going to go and put on a show, because they do have the pace and a lot of good players that are going to be able to use the space of that oval, bounce back from going to Norwood where it was a bit small and congested, and be able to really take West Coast down, I think.
Okay, alright.
Yes.
Well, fair enough. Wheels.
Oh, yeah. Who knows? This is actually quite tough, because surely the Eagles would have a bit of fight about them. Far out.
Yeah, but small ground last week, it helped them block the game style up a lot. So I feel like once it gets back out in a bit of space, and I mean Richmond aren't the strongest 10 going around, but
no, and they've got a few outs, the Tigers as well. Oh,
yeah, they
it's
do.
Tough. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, go the Tigers, but you know what? I could swap during the week. I reckon. I'm going to check the ins and outs of this game.
Out of interest, what's the odds on that game?
The Eagles are paying $3.34.
Yeah, right. Sam, what are Richmond?
$1.33.
Shit.
So it's not too bad.
But you wouldn't be, honestly, you wouldn't be shocked if Eagles won, would you?
Well, no, not after last week.
Yeah. Oh,
No, we'll give them a small go, but I just think Richmond, I mean, once it all settles in a bit, I just think, that should be a picking for Richmond to get a win.
I know.
Yeah, well, Richmond are winning this.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Do you give your tip, Wills?
Yeah, I said Tigers, but I'll be watching the ins and outs for sure. I just got to keep a close eye on this one.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that at all, Richmond.
I've got to admit, no Oscar Allen sort of froze it out a bit. So, but then they got no Tom Lynch, so it's like tough, Oh, yeah, Tigers still, mate.
They are West Coast. And also the buys this week, Collingwood and the Swans.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Alright. Well, that's it for this week's tips. So, I know about you guys. Let's move on to Sports Bet of the Week. Now, you do have one ready for us, don't you, Reeves?
I just am generically putting my footy tips in as my Sports Bet of the Week at the moment. That's what I've been doing every week. So, yes, and I've just put them in all together at the moment as we go. It was handy having the Saints in there because the Saints gave it the bit of value.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously there's a pretty generic rest of the field, so it gives you $19.40. Obviously if you power play that, because our great mates at Sportsbet, they always give you a friendly little kicker.
Yeah, they're pretty alright.
$23.24 to follow my tips this week, if you get around that. So I think I'll have $20 there.
Well, fair enough. Wheels.
Yeah, I've got for both codes, NRL and AFL, just go on the home side for every game.
Okay.
It's actually quite high. So I won't go through them all, but it's obviously a 16-legger. But it's paying $1,518 for all home sides for both legs. So just chuck a cheeky 1 or 10 on that. You're laughing. Wow. Buddy, that's unbelievable odds. There's a few upsets.
And how many tips did you get last week in the NRL tipping competition there, Fernando?
I think about 5, I think. 5,
yes. I noticed I had a 1 by following all the away sides.
Yeah, did you forget to put in?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but yeah, the NRL's tough though, because you can get some teams, it's few upsets going on in there, so go all the home sides for both codes, and it's paying a lot of money, so get on it.
Get on it. Alright, we are doing the sports bet group this week. You're all good to go, Wheels?
Yeah, he's back.
Not at the moment. I rang up saying where's my card, and they said there's a delay because of all the extra long weekends or holidays, so hopefully far out. I'll let you know.
Overnight thing, you don't live in the middle of nowhere, do you?
What's that?
Should be an overnight thing. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. That's why I rang up, but apparently because all the public holidays and whatnot, it's been delayed.
Lame. Well, best of luck. I hope you get through it.
I know, me too.
Can't even feed the kids at the moment. He has no money.
He's got no money. He's got no way of spending money.
Lucky I've got the power on.
Well, I'll move on to my multi of the week. It is a 6-leg multi, same game multi, Melbourne versus Brisbane. So I've got some good stuff going on. Got Stephen May to get 15 or more disposals, Viney to get 20 or more, and Petrarca to get 25 or more. Got Bailey Fritsch to score 2 or more goals, Christian Petrarca to score a goal at any time, and Melbourne to win by 25 points and over.
What's that giving you?
So that's paying $6.25, and I put $10 down.
Oh, there we go. Big spender.
Yeah, well, I like to
get on it
sometimes.
$61.
Get that first W,
no,
Nathan.
Good.
Get on the winners list, mate. Winners club.
I'm already on the winners list, mate.
He's not talking to you.
Tell this guy to get on the bet with his own money list.
I have many apologies. Many apologies to everyone in the sports bet with friends group. It can turn friends against friends, but it is.
How come you didn't actually do? How come you actually didn't do the bets this week? Why? How come you actually didn't do it?
Can't without you topping up.
Yeah, but I could have just cancelled and you could have still done it.
No, you can't.
Can't. You need to top up. We all need.
I thought I could just get. I thought I could just get out of it and you can still do it.
Oh, you'd have to cut off and take your share or whatever. But yeah, no. We'll just wait for you to be ready.
Alright.
And I still got to send you your share.
You got to send all of us your share, and you got to give us a bit extra for the trouble, for
interest,
pain and suffering.
I give us $10 each plus Rick's extra 10.
It should be $20 each, I reckon.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, well.
Fenno's multi's paying more and more and more at the moment. This is great.
Well, he won like $400, didn't he? So he spent $400. You owe that to us. All right, let's move on to closing thoughts. Reedy, got some closing thoughts for us?
Oh, just you've really got to minimise your 3 putts when you're playing golf. You can't afford to have many, and I just feel like I shot at least 5 more shots than I should have shot today.
Take note, Wills.
And I had 5 3-putts. And so when you take 5 shots off your scorecard, that's a lot better than the score you had with the 5 shots on.
Is it?
And sometimes putting can be the little master stroke that can just save you, just those 5 shots. So, yeah, I mean, 3 putts, throw them in the bin. Be away with them, be done with them, don't have them again.
Fuck off.
Only have 1 and 2 putts.
Yeah.
Just get the ball in the hole in the first shot, mate. It's easier that way.
Yeah.
You nailed it. So that's it.
That's what my uncle used to do.
And Happy Gilmore's coming.
Audi.
Happy Gilmore's coming out, Daniel.
Happy Gilmore too.
Again,
He didn't respond in the group chat.
Number 2,
Bro,
mate.
they want me to be in it. I'm trying to be tight-lipped about it and shit, right?
You're not.
Bruh, I'm like fucking not, man. I'm like a big deal.
Are you the caddy?
Look, I can't tell you much about it at the moment, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, he's not in it at all. He didn't even know about it until I told him, I'm sure. And then he didn't even respond to me telling him about it.
I'm going to roll with my biggest joke of the night. Hey, you don't talk shit about me behind my back, right?
Oh, that's a hilarious joke.
Who said that? Who's that guy? Is that Dickie Nee? Does he keep popping up? He's been like...
Yeah, but Nathan's not even behind your back. He's next to you.
I know. Alright, Wheels. Closing thoughts.
Yeah, got the Oz kick on Friday nights, which is good fun. And then it's the last weekend of school holidays for up here, so probably hit some theme parks, I reckon. Get a bit of Wet and Wild and Movie World and get a bit of theme park action going, I reckon. It's good weather for it. It's 28 degrees, beautiful.
Sounds horrible.
And then, and just like always, mate, have the KO in the background watching all the footy.
Yeah,
love it. And I hope all the listeners get the W this week too for their teams.
Yeah, except for the ones that tipped the teams I tipped against. Yes, 100%. All right, now my closing thoughts.
Well said, Fenno.
Last week,
Anytime, mate.
we just came out of WrestleMania 40. Oh, big news, guys! Big news. WrestleMania 40 in the cards. Biggest WrestleMania of all time, apparently. And yeah, Cody Rhodes finishing the story, getting that championship. Good stuff. Why are you pointing up?
I was going to ask a question.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you going to be doing another live stream this weekend, Nathan?
Oh yeah, no, I'm moving on. I was going to move on to that as well.
Two final thoughts?
Well, I've got to plug my live stream thing as well.
Okay.
So yeah, no, this week I also, before WrestleMania started, I debuted my first live stream on YouTube under the handle Bruce Rando. And yeah, that went pretty good. Streamed for a few hours, got a fair few people in the chats having
Entertaining stuff.
And yeah, well, I played Fallout 76. It was great stuff.
I seen Jai even popped up for a hello.
What would your next game be, mate?
So now I'm still playing Fallout 76.
You're going to still play the same game?
Yeah.
You're going to still do the... Oh, yeah, okay.
Because this week, well, in 2 days, or 1 day after this releases, Fallout, the TV show, comes out on Prime, and I'll be lapping that up.
Nice, mate. Nice.
Well, hopefully this comes out on time and it wasn't yesterday after the show when someone
It'll
listened to this.
it'll probably come out in 2 days, unfortunately.
Yes, might be on time.
Look, editing them shit's hard, alright? Uploading's hard.
Yes.
Things go wrong, and it doesn't help.
Hey, look, when you have St Kilda people helping you as your tech people, you can expect all sorts of stuff-ups.
Exactly.
Good Geelong people on the other end.
Hopefully Rick's back next week too, guys.
Oh, we need him.
Hopefully, we need to get a laptop to him stat.
It's not right. Yeah, we need the 4 back. Need the big 4.
It's not all 3 footy.
The big 4.
All 3 footy.
Alright, well, that's it from us at All for Footy.
All 3 footy.
and we're out.